All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to Car Chats Full Volume with Magical Tyler Fergus, where we're going to go a little bit deeper with Tyler. Is that okay if we
think we're good. Yeah.
A little bit about Tyler? Okay, Tam.
Okay, I want to know, this is another deep one. How do you see yourself versus how you think others see you?
Oh, that's a big one.
I know.
I actually just had this conversation about 3 weeks ago where I always feel like people are judging me nonstop.
Yeah.
Well, Tam's actually the whole drive up here. We just judged you.
So perfect.
You're right on.
No, we're good.
Okay.
That's
You
it.
did not.
But basically, I feel a lot of people are judging me, not just based on my character or certain things like this, but the one thing on the side is that that's what I'm going through. And I found out when somebody told me, it was like, people are spending more time judging themselves than they are actually judging somebody else. And so I'm always thinking about it. If I'm at a table or if I'm doing something, I'm always thinking, okay, I got a big gut and I have a different persona. But when I'm out there doing my thing, I'm in the zone and I completely forget about everything.
Yeah.
And for those who have seen me perform, they see a level. And then if I'm talking to you, just like now, I bring it down and kind of there. It's like a light switch.
Yeah.
But the big core structure is like, I always feel people, no matter what, will judge you. But in my case, I just use my energy, because there's some days I'll go into a show and I have nothing.
Yeah.
And then I just boost it all up. And then at this point, it's not about them, oh, you did this, or you did that.
No.
I'm like, let's have fun. And that's kind of where my energy comes back up and perspective through the other way. So.
And I think that's like when you are living and doing your true passion and you're in that flow state, you just get into that where you don't care and you're just in the zone. It's like if writers, when they're writing, and whatever it is, athletes, when they're performing, you just get into that and you go, and it's just like, no, I'm bringing the world part of my gift and I'm sharing it.
Absolutely.
And it's like, even when I used to go to church, the minister, I remember I had to speak and say something, and he was like, no, don't be nervous, because just remember that it's not you. Doesn't matter about you. Take that out of it. It's the message you're delivering. That's what people want, and that's what they need to hear. And then that ties into like spiritual stuff with ego, right? Where we pull the ego out and just go, cool, I'm just giving what I can to help others. What you think of me, irrelevant. And then, that sometimes helps. But
well, and I think that's really the magic, right? We think people are spending a lot of time, like, people make snap judgments in an instant. The tree, the this, the guys in the parking lot. You know what I mean? We all make, but we don't hold them, because I think the minute we start judging like the world around us, then all of a sudden something flips back like a mirror, and then we're in deep thought, because now all we're doing is judging ourselves. Oh, but I didn't do this, but I didn't, you know what I mean? We stop that's just the catalyst to get it started. Yeah. To start judging ourselves. So I think it's almost like it's not even like a not caring about what other people are thinking or saying. It's just like, it's almost like a non-issue, other people. Right? Yeah. When you're living your life, it's like, because they're busy living their life. So I try to look at it like that too. It's almost like it's not even a thought that comes up whether I care or whether I don't care. It's more just like, no, I'm just living my life. They're just living their life. And there's not enough time. I'm pretty self-absorbed, right? We're all self-absorbed thinking about our own stuff, whether it's what we did right or what we did wrong. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's a little bit of a twist on a question, because we're not really sure where you're going to go with this, Tyler.
Oh boy.
So when you wear sandals, do you wear them with socks or just with bare feet?
Oh, that's a great question, because I was going to wear Crocs before I came out here today.
Or Crocs. Socks and Crocs, or just bare feet? Same thing.
Yeah, I got to go barefoot. I can't.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't justify the both wearing socks and sandals or anything else. So for me, it's more comfortable, and and then like, obviously the shoes are part of my uniform in a way. But if I don't have to, I will wear Crocs anytime. So
you're a Crocker.
Yeah.
Betty Crocker. Tyler Crocker.
Right.
All right, Tams, you got another question for us?
Yes, I want to think of like some neat. I'm doing all the deep ones.
Okay, well, I can do. What's something that makes you really uncomfortable, but that you find that when you step into that discomfort, that you grow from it? Could be anything. Doesn't even have to be with your shows. It could be like, I don't know, maybe learning new tricks, or whatever, dealing with your daughter. Yeah. Because you have a family, or dealing, with your partner.
I don't know. I would say there's a lot of things, but one thing that comes to mind in particular, and and I just everything relates to magic in some case, but in this case, like I'll buy a lot of magic, but I don't feel uncomfortable enough to perform it. So I'll go spend hundreds of dollars, and I will go spend this and that, and these are just archives that just sit there until opportunities, and it's just because, you know what, I'm like, oh man, if this messes up or I do something wrong, because I have one shot.
Yeah.
It's not like you know, like we can record and then like, oh, I'll take 2, whatever. No, every time I get a trick, it's like, okay, do I feel comfortable enough to perform this to something where I don't? So I just put a price value at it. So if I'm gonna be uncomfortable, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's add an extra 0 to the paycheck. That's the only way that I feel confident enough to go home and say, I'm here for an hour, here for 45 minutes, whatever. But sometimes in a mindset, if I'm like, all right, you know, I get to go home with a paycheck, that's pretty good. That's great. Gives me that confidence. I forget about feeling uncomfortable performing that moment. But even like with day-to-day life, like it's, I think we all have it, but it's walking up to anybody and feeling uncomfortable. I deal with that every single week. And you have, like, for me, I found that I have 5 seconds to get people to like me by saying, hi, my name's Tyler, this and that. And they don't even know what I'm doing. Last week, I just got mistaken for the manager. So I didn't even have any time to kind of go, hey, now I feel uncomfortable because it's like, wait a minute. But people are welcoming in a way that if you get it out fast enough, that uncomfortable level just becomes an equal medium and everything. So
well, and I think it's practice.
Yeah.
You just get so used to doing it that you're kind of like, you start getting comfortable with the discomfort. Right. So it's not as hard as it's, you know, as hard as things aren't always as hard as they appear, guys. Sticking to our theme.
Seek discomfort.
Ooh, and look at the sunlight coming in. That's
I was
cool.
like, Tyler did that. That has nothing to do with the sun.
Those are rays from the unicorn.
The unicorn's actually sitting on our hood or in the trunk.
It's in
one
the
or
trunk,
the
I
other.
think. Okay, and then I've thought of another question, but I want to know if you want to do another trick before we do that other question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yay.
So we're going to do this one just a little bit different.
Okay.
There's
a phone involved.
Yeah, so we may have to hold it up a little bit closer for if they want to see everything as well.
Yep.
But give or take that, we've been here doing everything, answering some questions, roughly maybe 5 minutes or so.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even if we were to pick 6 minutes on this, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, I want you to think of a number between 1 and 6, basically.
Okay.
And you can say it out loud,
1 and 6 or 1 and 6?
Jesus. 2.
2. Perfect.
No, 3.
3.
I'm changing it.
Okay.
Because there's 3 of us.
That works.
And
that
I like
works.
3s.
Okay. So this is gonna be really hard to see, and but from your perspective,
do you want me to take it?
Yeah.
Get it up close?
But if you notice,
okay,
right about now, we just went back 3 minutes.
Why?
What do you mean?
Because it was 11:34.
And now it's 11:31.
Ooh.
But there's only one way to prove this. Do you have your phone handy?
Yes.
I kind of have mine handy, but we're recording.
And if you check your phone, yours went back as well.
It's 11:31.
Hey, how did that happen? Does that mean I can get time back, Tyler?
We just
That's
time
it.
traveled, guys.
Looks
knew
like
I
we
was
time
nuts.
traveled.
Oh my god. Okay, and then we have to. Do you have more tricks after?
I do.
Okay, this is exciting. So now I have this just randomly popped in. What is the best thing about being a dad?
Oh, the stress.
No,
Yes,
the best
right? It
is
keeps you on your toes. It keeps you on your
You know
toes.
what?
It
Like,
keeps you hungry.
I was just telling somebody the other day. I said that, you know, it's like, it's great to talk about mental health or anything like this, but I'm like saying 2 weeks ago, I basically just lost it and just left, and I went for a walk kind of scenario just because you get such a cluster of one day.
Yeah.
But I have a 13-year age, well, 13 age gap for my dog. One daughter's 14, the other is 20 months. So remembering everything from beginning was so hard. So, and the opposites attract. So my first daughter was very quiet, mellow. This one doesn't take naps, screams, everything. That puts you on the edge. So that's why I say it's very stressful. But I think there's so many blessed moments that come through stress that we don't realize until we kind of calm ourselves back down. And so that to me, but overall, it's the opportunities and experiences that I get to give to them more than anything else. And it's always like, it's not about, you know, buying lots of presents. It's not about buying certain things like this. So even on my birthday or anything else, I want to do stuff for other people. I want to do stuff for my family. and my daughters and everything else, because that's just how I am. So I'd rather do something for them, and then that gives me the joy of being a dad and just having the opportunity. So
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Do you want to do another trick?
yeah, we can do that.
Let's do another trick.
All right.
We're all about the trick.
So you know what? We'll do this with a little bit of fun, but I'm gonna actually give you as your term magical powers, and you are gonna be able to do this.
All right.
So basically, all I have to do is kind of hypnotize you. Without hypnotizing you, it looks just like this. That's done.
Right. Oh my God!
right.
Shout out! I was going to take hypnotherapy, guys. It's all
my
coming together.
So it's meant to be in those cases. So we have there, and I'm just gonna grab one more card. Perfect. So I've already given you my magical ability to do something, but over here we have the
On this
Eight
one.
of Spades. Oh, that's the one
On
there.
the far.
All right.
I
Eight of
thought he did
Spades,
that on purpose.
10 of Hearts, Jack of Clubs, and the 4 of Diamonds. But I already know which one you're gonna pick.
Okay.
But first, we're gonna kind of work out our senses a little bit. So I would like you to name one of those cards for me.
Anyone?
Anyone you want.
Okay. Jack of Clubs.
Jack of Clubs, good choice, good choice. So that was verbal, we got that out. I'm just gonna get you to touch one of the cards. That one right there, good. All right, so that means we're left with 2 cards in my hand. I'm gonna get you to reach over and just grab one of them. But before you do that, just remember that you're making a final decision, and we'll do something absolutely amazing with it.
Okay.
Perfect, and you can place it right there. Now, a brief moment ago, I said, hey, it's like hypnosis, it's like all this stuff. But a moment ago, I gave you my powers by just waving my hand with the box. And I thought that this would be pretty weird, but if we get a closer examination, you want to bring that in, there's a 10 of Hearts on the box.
Oh yeah.
What? No!
Hey, how did you know that?
How did that even happen?
Okay, guys, things are not always as they appear.
seem. Oh my God.
And what I also want to say, what I love about you, Tyler, is that it's this energy, it's the fun,
Yeah.
right? It's just like, people have to remember you have to keep life fun, because if you keep life fun, you don't get stressed out, you can actually go through your day. And I like that whole thing that you said when you just went for a walk, because it's true. It's like, we're not meant to be inundated with sensation 24/7.
No.
It's like, and some people meditate, some people go for a walk,
Yeah.
but it's just like, the wisdom is in really knowing that you have to take the time.
Yep.
Yep.
Pause.
So
Take a
kudos
pause.
to you. Pause. A pause for the cause.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, one more trick.
All right, one more.
And then we'll have a final question. I'm thinking of a doozer.
Okay, you got
Good
it?
doozer.
Okay.
Okay, good. She's got it. She's got it.
I don't know. This is just something signature I do for pretty much every video thing I do. So just go ahead, say stop.
Stop.
Excellent. You can take that card. Again, I'm going to look away, but make sure you both see it, and then you can bring it really close up.
Okay.
Did you see
And when
it?
you like, you can place it back anywhere you like.
Oh God. There we go.
Excellent. Now, I always believe that either at the beginning or the end, there's a level of heat, right? And what I mean by that is you got to turn the heat up somewhere, right?
Meow.
Yeah. So that's when I had to save it for this moment. I was just going to wear my shirt anyway, but it was a moment that I want to tell you a quick story about at the same time. Is 10 years ago, I had an idea, and I thought, hey, what if I could just make an impact in everybody's life? And then they could realize that, hey, it doesn't have to be about just being a person, doesn't about being everything else, but it was just by an image that people looked at. And I was like, man, it's like basically a photograph, and you get the impact of that. This was my impact.
What?
No, settle down. He just got a tattoo of the card we picked.
There we go.
No way.
My brain hurts right now.
Yeah. Seriously, settle that one right, guys. I don't know how he did that, because we don't have a tattoo gun in the car. He hasn't left. We've kept the video rolling the whole time to just make sure. Okay, Tyler.
My brain hurts.
Yeah. On that note, we just want to ask you. So, okay, when you're doing magic for people, what's that like little moment or nuance where you know that you've like changed the person that's viewing, like watching you in some way? You've changed their life in some way. There's a little nuance. Is it a sigh that they have? Is it a look in their eyes?
A gasp.
It's usually after the show.
Yeah.
Just because like I when people take photographs and you see the reactions that I might have missed during the show, but I do pick it up. And there, you have those kids that are going to call you out, and then you have the kids that are going to appreciate everything. And when they're just like, what? Like, how did you do that? Or this, and things like that. Those are the moments like that kind of boost you up and say, hey, you know what? I wasn't going to do this trick, but let's do it for them anyways. And so it gives you more energy to push through and do things like this. But I think in this case is that, yeah, if I see something, I definitely play it in my head, you know, but for some reason I'm always on the opposite side, because I'm looking for that kid who's going to call me out. that's kind of the thing.
Human nature, though.
Yeah, I think it's human nature, because sometimes it's almost like we are so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, why would, instead we could just celebrate ourselves, ignore the little runt that wants to call us out, because obviously he's had a bad day already, no offense. But that's it, right? We should be ignoring that stuff. But I love your energy. I like that you bring excitement to magic. You make it real. You make it stuff that we can all, especially with the cell phone. Right? I
know.
That is pretty amazing that like you're making, like you're still current. You know, it's kind of like, it just shows that like you truly are a magician, I think. Like people, you're becoming who you are. So guys, if you want to know a little bit more about Tyler, we'll put like a link to him in our links, I guess, or on the bottom of our YouTube. And if you have any questions, send them through and we'll put his contact details there. And awesome.
And
so,
thank you so much.
Oh, my
so
pleasure.
much,
My
Tyler.
pleasure.
Awesome.
Thanks for changing our day. And oh my God, the unicorn's got to go for a snack now. Bye.
Peace out, guys.